Let's try this again. Alright, guys. Headphones are HE4XXs from headphone and Mastra, AKG 550 Mark IIIs. And so, around them are different headphone cables that will work with each of them. What's different about them? Well, little and not a whole lot. How do I put this? You may recognize the system. You easily have, for example, Feynman's. You have your left and right. But oh, that is a female 4-pin mini XLR. If the camera will bother autofocusing on anything but the headphones. That is not wanting to focus. There it goes a little bit. There we go. And on our other sides, which we have options as to different lengths of, we have our 3.5mm, our stereo, and a male 4-pin XLR. So that way we can just plug that into that side, take our favorite amp or our source, let's plug that in. Fairly familiar system, isn't it? However, this is from a new company and called Heart Audio. Well, Heart Audio cables, I should say. So, what's different about these guys? These are actually assembled here in the US. Actually down around Dallas, Texas, if I remember correctly. They use Ursine for the mini 4-pin XLRs, or interconnects. So that way you can do the same thing as, oh well, I'm done with listening to my planars. I now want to listen to my AKGs. Well, I can just swap that out, should I feel the need to do so. I'm sorry, y'all can probably didn't see that, but y'all get the idea. And there the cable falls. And again, we got a 3 to 4 inch variant and a foot-long variant. There's also a 4-foot variant that I do not have here right now. I do not know exactly which cable they're using, or which connector they're using for the 3.5, or for the 3-pin mini XLR. Apparently this end needed to be modified so that way they can use the cable within and the paracord sleeving. And admittedly, this was also a pre-production run. But from my understanding, the production run shouldn't be any if much different. The opposite end, again, this is supposed to be a production run on version. Same thing here, but was able to talk them into getting rid of the heat shrink, the ends of these, mono, left and right, single end, or 2.5 millimeter interconnects. It does have that little bit of extension for those special headphones that have to have that extra extension. So that way you're not locked down to just these, or hi-fi mints, that really aren't very deep in there. I do find it weird that on their website they show a L and an R printed on each end, whereas it's not on here. But I don't mind that too much when you have the red ring of heat shrink on the right side and nothing on the left side. The old blue one might have been nice on that side. Either way, my main complaint, and as I posted on the poll on the Hi-Fi Guidance forum, as well as on the LTT forum, on Twitter and Facebook, basically everybody that responded and all said that they liked the hardware splitter better than the version here. I personally thought it was better. For the hardware, the owner, my contact at the company, disagreed. He thought this was better. A couple people found it better as, oh well, there's less of a chance of it catching. It may just be my setup, it may just be my height. I never had an issue with it. But just because I don't doesn't mean somebody else won't. Either way, I used a piece of heat shrink going over the paracord going to the source, and the different weighted and paracord going towards the headphones. Yes, they are using different weighted paracords on each side. Why, I don't know for sure, but that's what I know. To me at least, there is a visible difference in the pattern and shown from the weave on both sides, but to each their own. Beyond that, the other cables that I personally own are a cheap cable beyond this one for my Hi-Fi Mins that I ordered off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. That's the part I like about them, is it has a nice spring and towards the end for the source to relieve tension. But the sleevings only goes halfway up to the splitter. It is a hardware splitter too, but it only goes halfway. It's really loose. You can still see the rubber underneath, and the rubber going from the split up to the headphone is different, and there's no sleeving there. So, other complaints. Then, for example, as an alternate for the AKG, this is something that I had ordered from Mimic Cables. Paid $150 for this. It was rather stupid of me to do so, but even if I had gone for the OCC silver core, it still would have been over 100 bucks. I had a number of issues with it. For example, whenever the sides rub up against each other, I can hear it. And that gets rather annoying, especially as it's a kind of stiff cable. It has a kind of plasticky feel. I realize I'm going at over 10 minutes either way. The original prices that I was sent are not entirely the prices that they are now. And even the notes that I was sent, that I made on here, aren't entirely true anymore. Alright, and part of why I haven't done this yet, as it says for the interconnect, part that goes to your headphone, there are these are the part that go to the source, between the headphone cable and the source. My bad. They all terminate in 4-pin and mini XLR, are going towards the headphone, and it come in 3-inch, 1-inch, and 3-inch, 1-foot, and 4-foot varieties. There are 7 different varieties, ranging from quarter-inch and 3.5 millimeter single-ended, and 4-pin XLR are balanced, 2.5 mil all balanced, 3.5 mil balanced, are Pentacon balanced, and extra 4-pin and mini XLR. Although that last variant doesn't start until a foot variant. For the headphone cables, again, these are the part that go to your headphones. The 3.5 millimeter are standard, 3.5 millimeter balanced, 90 degree 3.5 millimeter, 3-pin mini XLR, our dual Sennheiser are balanced, dual MMCX balanced, and the dual 2.5 millimeter are mono balanced. These are all supposed to be 4.5 foot, terminating in 4-pin mini XLR, allowing you to connect their cable to their interconnect. Then yes, they do have a few different transfer cables, all on 6-inch variants, and except for the 3.5 millimeter TRS, which are both 90 degree, which is a single 90 degree, a 3.5 mil to 90 degree 3.5 mil is in it, and is a 3-inch variant. Beyond that, there's the 2 double RCAs and the double 3-pin XLRs. Zeos has shown on some Amazon Basics XLRs that I would probably recommend over this, but then again, I haven't seen his, not in person at least. Alright, anyways, real quick, let me get this pulled back up, and we'll go over the website. Again, they have their system. I'll choose the design configuration appropriate to them. Choose the interconnect. Act an example. In which case he's using like some FOSS XT60 RPs. A's you're gonna use anything in the future, or multiple pieces. The idea for this is, okay, for example, it's part of why he does his multi-A kit, which are 3-inch variants of the interconnect, that's 1 through 6. There go the quarter-inch, 3.5 mil, 4-pin XLR, are 2.5 mil balanced, 3.5 mil balanced, and Pentacon balanced. And, sorry, that was not in shot. So, all 6 of these, as well as a headphone cable, would be included. And it's actually dropped to starting at 75 bucks. Originally it was at 100 bucks. Either 100 or 90. But most of these have, in fact, I think all of these have basically stayed the same. Again, you have that 4-pin mini XLR female, all ranging anywhere from $12 for the 2.5mm or 3.5mm variants to 19, or starting at 19 for the 4-pin mini XLR. Alright. For the headphone cables, you have your choice between the HE1 3.5mm. That's $25. Why you're gonna do that over, like, this is actually one that I'm not sure about whether or not it'd be worth. It's entirely up to you. The 3.5mm balance, if you happen to use a single balance ended connector, be my guest. The 90° 3.5mm. Again, this is for like your Fostex X 3.5mm XLRs, AKG, guys. Sennheiser are dual MMCX, dual mono, 2.5mm, and the 4-pin mini XLR. Alright, the reason why H7, H6, and H5, or HC, A5, HC, A6, and HE7 have a plus after them, because you have the option of, do you want a heat shrink, or do you want that nice hardware? I like this better. Alright, and here you can actually see the difference in the sleeving before and after. Alright, and again, one of the reasons why I saved this is because it used to be, for the Sennheiser, it used to jump up by $10, whereas for the other two it would jump up by $5. So they're all now going up by $5. For the transfer cables, this is another thing where these two used to be more than what they are now. Right now, the 3-pin XLR is $35. RCA patch are $30, and the 3.5mm 90s is still $15. What he had changed, the TC1 and TC2 were both $40. As it is from the original price, they're still higher. The 3-pin XLR from the original price was $25, and the RCAs were $23. Whether that increase is worth it to you or not is up to you. Again, guys, I do apologize for this being a 20-minute video, but I'm also trying to do this uncut. So, but if red happens to not be your thing, or you're wanting something like, I know there's a set of headphones that uses the Sennheiser connectors, but their polarization and whatever is flipped. He does have a spot where you can custom order an email that you can and send them over, and they'll get back to you. So again, Heart Audio Cables, hit them up. Website is fairly simple, heartaudiocables.com. Look them up, send them a Google. Yeah.